the remake of Black Xmas, which is on DVD. I have the original on VHS. Final Destination 2. I got the first one on VHS, part 2 on DVD. Let's see what else I got here. Okay, Underworld. This is a kind of newer film, not bad, but not really one of my favorite films. Boogeyman. This shit was kind of cheesy. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of lame to me. I watched it, but as you see, I didn't pay for it. It's a fucking bootleg piece of shit movie. Not really worth buying. So I downloaded it. Mr. Brooks. This was actually pretty fucking good. Like, really good. Like, I really enjoyed this shit. There's a lot of good twists and turns in it. A fucked up ending. Interesting plot line. Really good movie. I highly recommend Mr. Brooks. Check that shit out if you haven't. Friday the 13th, part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. Who the fucking thought? The hockey mask killer goes and fucking slays in Manhattan. Ridiculous. But I got it. Then I got a few other Friday the 13th. So I got the original on DVD. Part 2 on DVD. And part 4. So I got a few of the Friday the 13th. Then one of my favorite franchises of all time. Classic shit here. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Deluxe Edition. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Beginning Deluxe Edition. All unrated shits. But this is super tight. I want to actually try to show you this if I can. The case for this shit folds out to a chainsaw. Super dope. Like a full-length fucking chainsaw, but yeah, I know it's fucking hard to see with the glare and shit. I'm trying to get the glare out of the picture, but there you go. See that shit? That shit's huge. Super tight though. Super tight. And then it comes with a fucking, it's 2 discs. And then it comes with the evidence packet, which looks like a real fucking package and shit, you know what I'm saying? Got the little blood stains on it. When you get it, it's sealed up with the evidence tape and shit. But what's really tight is the pictures inside. This picture is the dopest. This shit right here is the tightest fucking picture out of all of them. That shit right there is rawness. The rawness. And of course it's Hammer, the infamous fucking sledge. Little fucking meat mallet. Man, that shit's super tight, but it's got a bunch of photos in there. You know what I mean? It's got the little evidence cards on the back and shit. So that's pretty tight. It was actually worth it. I think I only paid like $25 for it. You know what I mean? For the 2-disc deluxe edition. It was only like $25. So that's not bad for all the extras you got with it. And it came with a, I got it somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But I got a metal frame that came with it. It's actually the cover. It's a picture of this, but it's a metal cast of it. It's really tight. So that came with a lot of extra features to it. It makes it worth buying, you know, especially if you're a collector. Definitely worth paying an extra couple bucks to get the deluxe. Let's see what else I got here. Got some more DVDs. The Eye. This is a newer movie. This was alright, but I don't know. It wasn't really too eventful, I guess. You know, it was kind of bland, but it was okay. I mean, it was worth a watch, but probably not worth a buy. This was really good, actually. I just didn't like the ending of it because it got a little too fucking weird. But this is a Clive Barker movie, and super sick. I mean, the killer in this is just fucking nasty, and the fucking weapon that he uses is so tight. So fucking tight. But this is a movie I highly recommend. Midnight Meat Train. This is very tight. The original Creep Show. This shit is classic. Super classic. I had to do some searching to get my hands on this, but I did find it. And it wasn't that hard to find, but it did take some looking. See No Evil. This shit is so cliche and cheesy. Never in my life would I watch this again. Kane cannot fucking act. Dude, he looks goofy, you know what I mean? You would think of him as a hard dude, but then when you watch it, it's just like, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with this movie. I'll just say that. I wasn't impressed with it at all. But I still have it. Let's see. Alright, the new Halloween. The Rob Zombie Halloween unrated edition. This was alright, but honestly, I like the original better. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh no, the new one's better, but nah, me personally, I mean, this is good. This wasn't bad, but next to, you know, I mean, the John Carpenter classic, I mean, Rob Zombie's a good producer, don't get me wrong. You know, House of a Thousand Corpses was sick. You know what I mean? Devil's Rejects was really good. I'm looking forward to seeing the new Halloween. You know, this was good. But next to John Carpenter, you know what I mean? John Carpenter's a fucking legend. You know what I'm saying? And not saying just because he's a legend, his movie's better, but I personally feel that movie was better, even though there wasn't as much gore and as much of the storyline of his childhood that this one had. But I just like to feel the older one better. Resident Evil Extinction. This was alright, but I'm not a huge fan of these films either. I just grabbed it because it was real cheap. The Exorcist, the beginning. This wasn't that bad, but I don't know. I wouldn't watch it again. It was like one of those films you watch it one time and that's about it. The Grudge. This was okay. I actually liked The Grudge, but I don't know. Anything past this one, I'm kind of iffy about. I saw part 2. I used to have it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as this one was. And I heard there's a part 3 coming out. Nah, I'm not too interested in that, but I'll probably check it out just to see what's good with it. The Wicker Man. This movie pissed me off. Fuck this movie. Darkness. This wasn't bad. There was one tight scene that I really remember when she's on the train and she's riding home and she sees the faces, and the people's faces when she looks at them are so dope looking. So fucking tight. And it's just like, you know what I mean? It wasn't really gory. It was just like the way they made the faces look real dark and like real fucking horror. You know what I'm saying? Shit was really tight. Cabin Fever. This was okay, actually. I like this. This is the Eli Roth film. Same dude that did Hostel. He did this before Hostel, and if I'm right, this was his first big movie. I'm not sure if he did anything before this, but I remember reading somewhere that it was like his first big movie that blew up. It was Cabin Fever, so this was actually alright. This wasn't bad. I put aside 4 DVDs that are, you know, kind of rare and something a little different. They're not exactly all, you know, really a hard genre, but I wanted to throw them in there just because they're really dope movies or really obscure. And the first one, this is a fucking classic. I'm sure everybody knows what this is just from seeing the fucking cover. Clockwork Orange. You know what I mean? The 2-disc special edition. I used to have the original one too, which pisses me off that I don't have it anymore. I had the one with the white cover with the blue label at the top, the Stanley Kubrick collection. But I don't know what the fuck happened to that. I think somebody stole that shit. Never let your friends borrow your fucking DVDs. That shit gets stolen. Okay, Kids. This was a tight fucking movie. I remember watching this when I was mad young. I remember the first time I saw Kids, I was probably like 8 or 9 years old, and that shit was a wake-up call. It was like, wow, that's real life. You get AIDS and then you die. Enjoy that. Natural Born Killers. This is a pretty tight movie. This is a really wild movie. Woody Harrelson and what's that one bitch's name? Probably says it on the back. Can't remember her fucking name. Juliette Lewis. Yeah, Juliette Lewis. But shit's really wild. Really fucking wild. Crazy storyline. You know, really tight movie. Oliver Stone film. Definitely a trippy movie. This is something to watch when you're fucking hallucinating for sure. Even if you're not, you'll feel like you're hallucinating when you watch it just because of the way they film it. And last but not least, this is a super rare film. I haven't seen this anywhere but the one place that I got it from, and that is Garbage Pail Kids. The Garbage Pail Kids movie. You didn't even know they probably had a fucking movie. Most people probably didn't even know that shit, but yeah. The Garbage Pail Kids movie, DVD. Shit is crazy. Ridiculous. But that's pretty much my collection. I've got a few more movies that have run out right now. I know I got my Hills Have Eyes 2 run out. I've got all my Souls lent out. That's my collection. That's what I got. Hope you enjoyed it. When I get enough to fucking have this much again to show y'all, which will probably be a long fucking time again, but when I do get enough to get this many to show you, I'll do a part 2 of this video and keep you updated on everything that's going on with all the fucking